every now and then something crazy comes up in the behind the scenes Youtini staff chat, and a message from Rick, our producer, that says, just out of the blue, it wasn't like, hey, good morning, team. How's everybody doing today? Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. It was just like out of the blue, like clearly a toilet thought for Rick, right? And he says, hey, by the way, did I ever tell you guys about how when my wife and I went to Europe in 2016, we had to draft up our wills, and Jared, you're in the will? Yeah. And I turned to my wife and I said, look at this. Rick says I'm in his will. And she said, what? And then I just typed all caps, what? To which he did not respond. So right here, live on the air, we're demanding an answer from Rick. Yes. What the heck is this about?
All right, so two things. First of all, it was a shower thought, not a toilet thought, okay? Just want to clear that. Second of all, I turned 30 this week. Monday was my birthday. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Thank you. And
happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Rick.
Thank you. Yes. I'm turning a new generation, or a new decade.
Already.
Yeah, generation. And new decade. And so, been thinking about death a lot, and the continual march we're all on toward that final fate. And yeah, I was thinking about my will and life, and I was like, I think I made a will. And it's been years. Like, I didn't have kids when I made that will. So, like, there's so much that's changed. But, yeah, we went to Europe 2016, and we were really concerned, especially with where our dogs would go. And so we made a will primarily for our dogs. But, Jared, do you have any guess as to why you're in my will?
Okay. We were friends from college. You could will me like your like commentaries, because like who else would want them? What would be more fun would be if you had willed me your Star Wars book collection.
Aha.
However, if you willed me your Star Wars book collection, I'm sorry, buddy, I'm hiring a bounty hunter.
Okay, yeah, good guess. So we're looking at our stuff. I did give my ministry books collections to somebody else. You didn't get that. And
okay.
I did buy a vehicle from you, and so that was a fair guess too. But no,
let's not talk about that.
Yep. But yeah, so in 2016, I don't think was Youtini born then.
I think it was 2017.
That's what I thought. So there was no Youtini. I did not know a single other soul in the world that cared about Star Wars, especially into the books. And so I was like, I got a decent collection. Probably had like 40 books then. I was like, I just don't want these going nowhere. Jared he's my buddy. He helped me figure out what to read. I want to make sure Jared gets my Star Wars books. And so, yeah, you were getting my Star Wars books, buddy.
Yes.
Not that it was much, but now, since I know you so much better since we've been doing the show together, I am going to will you all of my Star Trek collection so that you'll finally watch a show and learn to appreciate Star Trek. And I'm going to make sure my Star Wars collection goes to the corporate Youtini. Maybe it could be like a Patreon perk or something, get included in my wills.
Oh my goodness. That's so morbid.
Yeah. Good times.
Hey, Rick,
good times.
The next time you're sitting on your toilet writing your will, I'd love for you to put me in for that helmet of yours.
Nice. I will be sure.
That is a dope helmet.
I love how we're calling dibs on my stuff when I die. This is fun.
That could be a whole episode, like bid on our, like we could predict each other's deaths. Like how am I gonna go?
Oh man.
Maybe
that's
not.
going a different direction.
Hopefully nobody goes tonight.
Happy holidays, everybody.
On this episode of Legends Lookback, Rick's death will not be a Patreon goal, but if you are one of our patrons, we're glad to have you. If you're not, what are you doing? And also, welcome. Let's start the show. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Legends Lookback. Proudly part of the Youtini podcast network, fresh off of our Thanksgiving break hiatus, a Star Wars books podcast where you can strap a Star Wars books. Let's try this again. Take it. Sometimes you just got to reroll. A Star Wars books podcast you can strap to your back like the salamis and heavyweights, where we celebrate our rich EU history as well as dive into lesser known Star Wars classics. I'm your host, Jared Mays, and I'm joined tonight just just right under the radar there. We were like, is he going to be here? Is he not going to be here? And he showed up with a Christmas tree. Freddie C.
You know, that's what I was doing the whole pre-show, was trying to fix this thing up, making it look. I'm just kidding. I didn't do any of that. But yeah, I have a little thing to show you that's on these trees. I'm not sure if you can see them now, but I'm gonna save it. I know we've got an acquisition thing coming up, so I'm gonna wait. It's gonna be
I've got
fantastic
something too,
though.
Freddie. What if we have the same thing? That would be fun.
That would be crazy.
We might. Also, who probably has a Christmas tree somewhere, but not at his church building where he's at tonight. Our producer Rick Grace, who's not dead.
I'm
What's
alive.
Up,
Chipmunks, download. Yeah. All right. So
the biggest heavyweights fan in the galaxy.
I love it, man, all the time. But yeah, glad to be here. Glad to be alive. Isn't life great? I love it. I'm here.
You know who else is here, and is not just here alone, but with her unborn child, who was announced live on Legends Lookback. Emily Dayback. How are you, Emily?
Doing well. Baby is sleeping. Thank goodness. This kid is kicking the ever-living daylights out of me, and I'm concerned. We're not even supposed to be feeling him or her yet, but it's definitely pulverizing, tenderizing me from the inside out.
That's an image right there.
It's an entirely different experience, I can assure you.
You know who else likes to pulverize people from the inside out? Our special guest for tonight, Andrew Bell.
Still trying to
processing
digest
too.
that one. Yeah. Sorry. Oh, wait, hold on.
He doesn't have a lower third, so he wrote his name on cardboard for our audio listeners. It looks like, if you're trying to picture this, and you're listening later on audio, picture the homeless person standing at the intersection asking for money. That's what Andrew looked like right there.
A little bit
without the needle too.
Well, I was jabbed by a needle a lot recently.
That's right.
I feel great,
including the needles.
Yes, including the needles.
Well, glad to have you here, Andrew. This is a fun, stupid idea. Might we call it an Eric's stupid game? But I think it was Emily's idea, so we'll call it Emily's stupid game. We are going to be playing a, no offense, we'll be playing a fun, silly, nonsensical holiday game tonight on this ever festive episode. It's just Freddy's Christmas tree over there. I've got one, but you can't see it. So, Freddy's tree is bringing all the Christmas feels up in here. However, before we get to that, we had to have a special guest to join us for this very special episode. And we've got some fun things to show off. It's officially the holiday season, which means in my family, hard moratorium on buying any gifts for yourself. So I had to sneak in some last minute things under the deadline before I was no longer allowed to do that. You guys do the same thing?
Yes.
I'm very, very excited to show these off. Andrew's got something to show off that's like literally attached to his body. So
is it on his butt cheek?
Cool.
We don't know.
We might find out soon.
Time to figure out how strict those YouTube.
I already checked the not for kids option, so we should be safe.
All right, good deal. All right, here we.
I'll show off mine, which is quite safe, and then give Andrew time to queue up his. I picked this up in a local used bookstore.
Are we still talking about butt cheeks? I'm really confused.
Well, maybe. This is Zorba the Hutt's Revenge.
Nice.
And it has the most gloriously bearded Hutt that ever graced a Star Wars book. I don't know the name of this Hutt. Probably Zorba. I mean, I guess it's right there on the cover. Is this the most beautiful cover ever in the history of Legends?
It's pretty nice.
It's Freddie, isn't this the heavy hitter? What's his name? The guy that does all the covers.
Let's see, who was that one? That was that Hutt's Gambit? What book was that one?
Zorba the Hutt's Revenge.
Zorba the Hutt's Revenge. I don't know who's
the guy that does all the. I'm blanking on his name.
I can't remember right now. Let me see.
Not Dave Dorman. I'm so close. Drew Struzan. Isn't it a Drew Struzan cover?
I'm not entirely sure.
I think it is. Well, anyway, when will I ever read this book? I have no idea, but I'm going to go ahead and say out on a limb, this might be one of the most beautiful covers in the history of Legends.
It's really nice.
Fight me. But please don't fight me, Andrew, because you're a cop. What do you have to show off, Andrew?
I have to show off Oh, that's not showing off. That's showing
You're
off half of
close.
it.
Keep rotating.
Look, it's new, so I'm still working on how I show it off.
Dang, I love that.
There we go. Booyah.
Oh, beautiful.
Look at us go.
Nice.
Yeah, just
I'm
try to
digging that.
clothesline somebody.
So-
There it is.
So I've got, and I know this is a Legends podcast, but excuse me for a moment while I talk about canon. Anyways, this is the New Republic logo with an Alphabet Squadron inspired background, and then the 5 ships from Alphabet Squadron.
It is glorious.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It takes my idea, which is just the Rebel insignia, and it
Mhm.
takes it to a 12.
Yeah. Well, a word of advice: if you decide to go with that, find anywhere other than your inner forearm to put it on your body, because that hurt a lot.
But ribs, I've heard ribs are a good place.
I wouldn't know about that, but I know this one
Jose
definitely
just
gonna
got
feel
a rib
great.
tattoo and said it was terrible. You know who else doesn't have a rib tattoo? Rick, do you have any acquisitions?
Sure. So with the birthday mentioned, hold on, time out. Ahsoka, are we counting her as Legends?
Yes, she is a Legends character.
Cool. This is probably not, but this is an Ahsoka hat. That's pretty sweet. I think it's actually the
Ooh.
Clone Force from the last Clone Wars
man, I like that.
season. But I thought it was pretty sick. So this is
That
like
is
a,
cool.
a birthday present, and also
Rick is the king of Star Wars hats. The
I
absolute
love
king.
them. I love them. And then a Boba Fett shirt. Can you see this?
Oh, now that's Legends right there.
Oh yeah,
That's from
totally.
I love
the old
that.
school Marvel series.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
So that's fair game. And then oh gosh, my mic or my headphones. Sorry. And
Get
then
this, Rick.
a Clone Wars shirt with Ahsoka on it as well. So I got a little book, but I forgot to grab it. It's over at home, so I don't have it with me. But I found a little junior Clone Wars graphic novel for like less than $1. So yay thrifts. And after
Nice.
our last episode, I think it was our last episode.
Yeah, free stuff.
Yeah, I checked and found a library that I can have access to, and got me a library card and got some Star Wars Kindle books. So I'm living life.
Look at you,
right
Rick.
now. I'm ready to go.
Awesome. Yeah, that was Legends Lookback episode 69.
Yeah.
And apparently, Andrew went to go and fetch your missing Star Wars book.
I guess.
I was just looking at the close up of Zorba the Hutt's Revenge, and that is definitely Drew Struzan's art for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And
And
it took
I just
us like
looked it
5
up.
minutes to arrive at that.
Yeah. The interior illustrations, because there's interior illustrations.
What?
I believe it or not, his last name's Kessel. His name's Carl
There's
Kessel.
interior
Oh,
illustrations?
Love that.
No
Yeah.
way. We're about to discover this live on the air. I had not yet opened this, Freddie. Oh, there's a hut doing this angry fist thing. And the inside cover is over
Show
the
it.
hut. I gotta get this up to the camera. What an angry boy.
Oh man.
He clearly
So mad.
I think
Did
I
not
have
have
a
his-
family member that has a resemblance there, but
It's got some
Ooh.
strong get off my Tatooine vibes to it.
yeah.
Definitely. Oh my!
Definitely.
Well, I know what I'm doing for the rest of the episode. I'm just looking through the pictures here. Emily, you, however, while I try not to get too distracted, have some kind of acquisition. What you got?
I do. Okay. So my family went to Legoland. We were in
Ooh.
San Diego last week for Thanksgiving. And the night before, we're like, hey, let's do Legoland. And so my brother went to he got something really cool. I think he got Boba Fett. But he came back and he got me this Ahsoka little like mini set with
Oh,
Maul and
beautiful.
Ahsoka. And it's just very precious to me because, as you know, I have very few Star Wars possessions. So each one of them has like its own little place. So very, very excited. Emma Grace, my daughter, has been like very much into playing with the little Lego dolls. So we're going to have lots of duels with this in the future, I can tell.
What is Legoland?
What?
What is Legoland?
My goodness, Legoland.
Who
Legoland
is
is
Where,
Legoland?
where have you
Big
been
Lego,
living?
like a
Under a
big-
stupid rock? Legoland is the land of Legos. They make life-size constructions. I'm sorry, that was a quote from something. I'm not calling you stupid. You're a very intelligent, remarkably intelligent.
Right over
person.
my head. Yeah.
And just so you know, that quote is from a commercial that is scandalous against Ricks out there, so I take offense. But
Oh,
it's
I'm
like,
sorry.
what is your name, Rick? And you live under a rock or something like that?
I always
I mean, I wouldn't
We
blame
did,
you.
however, talk about like church hymns in which you can just insert the word Rick Grace into. It
Yep.
happened to me the other day. We're singing a song. What was it? I sang this to you in Slack the other day, Rick.
Was it like keep your heart full of Rick Grace?
It was.
I don't remember. Yeah.
Something about with thy rich grace.
Yeah.
Fill us with thy rich grace, and I literally started belly laughing in church
Nice.
because I saw the words Rick Grace on the page, and
Oh, yeah.
I just almost fell in the floor laughing. It was
Yep.
embarrassing for everybody.
Nice.
So thank you, Rick.
I try to make worship about me whenever I can, you know. So just kidding. Just
Interesting.
kidding.
Yeah.
Great.
Just gonna dodge the sacrilege there with this beautiful picture I just discovered of Trioculus frozen in carbonite. So
That's the
thank you,
best thing
Freddie.
you've ever seen.
That is a sentence too, right there. Like that is probably the most
Oh,
Star Wars
man.
thing I've ever heard.
Thank you, Freddie, for pointing out the fact that there are interior illustrations, and we cannot move on from this segment without highlighting the fact that the CEO himself, Corey Helton, right before we went live on this show, said, "I've got a recent acquisition. I just bought a breathalyzer on Amazon." Created these, and then he was like, "I also bought scalpels, but then I returned them because I guess they have to be sterile." And wow, what a recent acquisition that would be. However, let us know in the comments, what is a better acquisition, Zorba the Hutt's Revenge, Andrew's Tattoo, or the breathalyzer? And scalpels?
I have something that might beat all of those things.
Oh,
though.
what'd you get, Freddie?
I'm not sure. I might accidentally blow everybody out of the water here, and I'm not sure I'm ready to do it yet. It's one of those things. I'm like, I've got a few days. There might be some podcasts, but I'm gonna do it, man. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna reach back
Wait.
here. I'm gonna
You're
make
not
this last
now?
as long as I can. I'm gonna reach back here and grab one of these little ornaments, if you will.
Freddie, I'm
Okay.
hoping that you and I have the exact same ornament to show off.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure it's gonna be the same. If it is, I will be very surprised. Let me
Alright.
know when you're ready, because I'm
Ready.
ready. I've got it
Ready?
here, sitting in my hand.
3, 2, 1. Boba Fett. Nope.
Nope.
Yours is better.
Oh,
What?
that is
What?
glorious.
That's awesome.
Freddie,
Look at
if
that.
you are an audio listener, Freddie is currently holding up a 1-inch tall Crucit Bakura Christmas ornament. I am not kidding.
But just wait.
Ooh.
And heir to the Empire. I am flabbergasted. Genuinely
then-
flabbergasted.
I have more. There's quite a series of books up here. I'm just showing you 3 of them. Then we have this one here.
Oh.
Where?
But check this out. It's signed by George Lucas from the original book, I guess.
Wow.
Book cover.
Nice.
am-
Yeah.
I'm impressed. All right, what's the
Wow.
story on these? How'd you get
Yes.
Well, a little elf came into my house and was like, "You like Star Wars books, right? What if I made you some ornaments?" And I was like, "Oh, that's interesting. What does that mean?" And then here they are sitting on this tree, and I look at them, and these are amazing. Honestly, I can't get over how great they are. I mean,
I'm
they
astounded.
look and feel just like a tiny little Legends book. They've got the whole
I'm
book cover. I mean,
drooling,
you
Freddie.
can
So
read it
good.
too. It's totally legible.
Holy.
Is it a
Maybe
first
not on
edition?
camera. This is definitely first edition. But it's almost like Rick Moranis came into my house and zapped all my books.
Yeah, it is like that. That is like that.
Honey, I Shrunk the Legends.
Yeah.
Man, we got to get those on Youtini.gifts, don't we?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
We
I'm pretty
have
sure they're
this
going to be
new-
showing up on Etsy pretty soon.
Okay. Well, that would be, maybe we can get a link for it. A new project that we've got going on the site to let's try this again. Youtini got gifts is what I said, which we do. Youtini.gifts. So you can do all of your holiday shopping of Star
New
Wars
slogan.
products.
Youtini got gifts at Youtini.gifts.
It's not the worst thing I've ever heard.
That should be a jingle.
Hey, Corey, there you go.
Yeah.
I went out on Black Friday with my little brother and sister-in-law, 14, 15 years old, and both my kids to get them out of the house. My wife's recovering from surgery. I don't do Black Friday ever, but I had to get Boba Fett sitting in his chair
Mm.
Christmas ornament. We waited in line for a half hour to get this
Oh,
bad
man.
boy.
Mm.
And we made friends and had a merry time all around. And
Merry
it is
time
so
was had.
heavy
Hmm.
that it cannot even fit on my Christmas tree.
That's amazing.
Oh no.
Is that a double brancher?
I'm doing an all Star Wars tree this year. We're not doing a traditional, like a massive tree because we're moving, but I got a black tree full of just Star Wars ornaments. So it's like kind of a starscape, and Boba Fett ruined it. Totally ruined it. Cannot fit. But
I love
what
that
can
we've
you
got
fit?
the Star Wars tree theme going on here, though.
It's
Tiny
a lot
little
of fun.
trees, you know.
Yeah. What's a lot of fun, of course, is that you can fill your holiday tree or menorah, or hey, whatever, with whatever gifts you want with Youtini.gifts. So, Rick, without further ado, let's hit that ad and show the good folks what they can get on Youtini.gifts. Youtini.gifts.
Hey everybody, it is Eric, president of Youtini and co-host of The Living Force, which you may be watching right now, here to tell you about something that's going to make the holidays a bit easier. We have made a new website for you called Youtini.gifts. Now, this is a website that is based around the fact that shopping for Star Wars fans is very hard. We like a lot of things, we also don't like a lot of things. So we at Youtini have made some curated gift guides for you to make shopping for those in your life a little easier, and to make shopping for you a bit easier for people in your life. So whether you want Star Wars apparel, you want collectibles, you want stuff for gamers, you want stuff that's only featuring the child, you want stuff for your office, kitchen, what have you, we got guides for you curated through sites like Etsy, through sites like Amazon, through anything you can imagine. We have scoured the internet for really fun stuff. Head over to Youtini.gifts, that's gifts plural, like things you're going to find under the tree. Get shopping today, get anything you want for the Star Wars fan in your life, and let us know what you think.
Okay, so I had one more acquisition, which is why I mysteriously raptured earlier. 'Cause that would have been awkward if among the holy men in this podcast, like I was the one who raptured and y'all weren't. So that's not what it was.
Fair.
I went to go get another acquisition. So you guys are still good as far as I know.
Is it Yoda in the Santa hat there? Because he's
it's
kind of
not-
freaking me out.
It's not. Yoda's freaking you out?
Yeah,
Look
it's
at
got
the
a dead stare like Depa Balaba on Shatterpoint.
look
Stop
at
it.
the wisdom.
No, Andrew.
Look at the wisdom.
Stop.
I can't stop staring.
Anyways, so so I went to get the tattoo, and I got this acquisition last week, and I didn't even like put the two together that they literally go perfectly together. But I got this, and you can hear it. This Rogue Squadron bomber jacket.
You got
Oh,
it.
nice.
Did.
I got it.
You got it.
So I got the Rogue
Glorious.
Squadron bomber jacket. It's got all the patches.
Oh my
It's got-
gosh.
This glorious patch.
Oh, dude.
But I didn't even realize it until I was like, after I got done getting the tattoo last night, it literally almost matches perfectly.
Oh my goodness.
Like,
Oh,
look
wow.
at that.
Like color
Yeah.
wise?
Yeah, color wise. And then it's also got the similar, which is Rogue Squadron, but it's kind of got the Alphabet Squadron triangle.
Mm-hmm.
See, this is much more Legendsy. I like this. All right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, it's
You
definitely Legendsy.
You can stay on the show for the rest of the
Yeah.
episode.
It says Rogue Squadron in Arabash.
Yeah. Or
Either way.
Besh, yeah, the one.
I like the exotic way that you said it, Arabash. Very
Arabash.
nice.
So,
Very nice.
is it a bad idea to sneak into a law enforcement officer's house and take his bomber jacket, ask him for a friend?
Well,
Well, I
for
would
you to
inherit
do
your
it,
Star Wars books collection.
I was gonna say for you it'd be a very bad idea because, like, speaking of me being a law enforcement officer, I was thinking earlier, if Rick dies this week, we have a list of suspects that literally includes everybody in the stream and everybody in the chat, just trying to get their hands on some Star Wars
Especially
merch.
the patrons. They're
Yeah, especially the patrons.
Yeah.
You got to keep your
It's
eye
a
on them.
Legendsy murder mystery. You didn't know that this was a backdoor murder mystery podcast, did you?
It was Corey with the lightsaber lamp at the Youtini offices.
With the
There you
BAC of about 1.
Oh man,
Uh.
amazing. Amazing.
Oh
well,
my goodness.
that's anybody last call. Recent acquisitions. Everybody good? Everybody good? My whole collection is getting boxed up. I caught my mother-in-law in here the other day thinking about boxing up my books, and I was like, no, leave them. I've got a couple more shows to do before. However, I do have my stormtroopers over my shoulder, hiding the fact that there's just a ton of boxes back there. Just a ton of boxes. You know what else is going to go great in a box eventually in 8 months when it finally ships? The Knights of the Old Republic limited run master edition. We talked about this on our last episode. Pre-orders are now officially live. They will run through January 2nd. And Andrew, as one of our resident Knights of the Old Republic super fans, tell us, how excited are you about this bad boy?
Oh, when you asked me earlier if I was a big fan of Knights of the Old Republic, I assumed that you meant the video game.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm very excited. For a split second, I was like, "Oh, is he talking about the comic?" Because I've literally
We did
read
the comic,
3 pages.
been there, done that. We spent 4 episodes on it. We're good.
Literally, I am a sucker for anything Knights of the Old Republic. Like, I try to show control when it comes to impulse purchases, but like Revan or any other character Black series, like I'm buying it. I've got the Bastila Black series. I've got the Revan one pre-ordered. I literally got a PS5 just knowing that I was going to need one for the KOTOR remake. So like, I'm pretty pumped.
Awesome. Yeah, very excited. Very excited. So we are going to get into the show. We've got some fun things to talk about. We're going to have a stupid game. It's not a drinking game, so everybody's cool. However, before we do that, we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be right back. Are we taking a quick break? Take a quick break?
Perhaps.
Yeah. In perfect Knights of the Old Republic fashion, we had some meat bag causing some stream lag issues, but HK47 took them out, and you can take them out in 6 to 8 months on your Nintendo Switch if you pre-order the Knights of the Old Republic limited run Master Edition, like Andrew will. And hopefully I will. Depends on when I get the money from the sale in my house. Hopefully it's before January 2nd, because I've got a video game to buy, people. Come on, get with it. You know what else we've got to get with this game that we're going to play tonight? We're going to sort this out into a handful of categories. We are playing Legends, Fact, or Fiction. I'm going to be your host for this evening. I feel like I need to be wearing a bow tie in order to pull this off. Or like a purple vest, like a game show host.
Oh, yeah. Has to be purple.
Yeah. Very specific.
That's how you know you're a game show host.
Yeah.
You have a purple vest.
Purple vest.
So we did this with our character, our host introductions a number of weeks ago, and we decided we would do it for all of the Legends universe. Tonight, we're going to go down through the list on characters, ships, creatures, and behind the scenes. I will give you guys any kind of like a pick. Like, so I'm going to start off with Freddie. You're going to be up first. We've been doing this show for 2 years together. I would start us off strong, Freddie. Get us a dub on the board here. With the old school Legends guys, please, but you can choose your categories. This is the way it's going to work. You can choose characters, ships, creatures, or behind the scenes. You're going to get a question. I'm going to give you multiple choice on 2 truths and a lie, right? No, other way around. One thing is true. So 2 truths and a lie, but I messed it up.
That was one of the lies.
Choice.
Yes.
I win.
That's right. Andrew wins. Good night, guys. Thanks for listening to Legends Lookback. And then at the end of the day, I'm going to be keeping score with pen and paper here, old-fashioned, because all of my windows are taken. I've got this phone here and the screen here and the external monitor. All right, so good old-fashioned way, taking notes here. And the winner will get, I have no idea.
Hey,
So,
I can do a scoreboard on the fly. Are we competing against each other?
Yeah. All four of y'all. I'm not
Fine.
playing. I'm the host.
All right, so the 4 of us. Got it. I got a scoreboard coming.
Excellent. Very excited about that. I'm going to kick it to Freddie first. Choose your category, Freddie. Characters, ships, creatures, or the other thing that I've already forgotten. Wonderful.
I definitely love my ships. I the second you said ships, I knew that was going to be my my tier for sure.
Okay, so this is your question, Freddie. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Look at that big Millennium Falcon. Gorgeous. All right, here we go, Freddie. Which letter of the alphabet did not have a ship associated with it in Legends? E, K, Q, or V?
Well, I definitely can cancel out the E-wing. I can't remember where the E-wing's from, but I know it. I've seen it somewhere. V-wing I've seen in Rogue Squadron, the video game, especially. Q-wing. I don't recall ever seeing a Q-wing. I'm gonna go with Q-wing on this one as being the lie.
Yeah, it's a little obvious. You are correct, Freddie. However, Q-wings are in Robot Chicken. So it does exist in Star Wars.
What is that? F-level canon?
An adjacent, definitely F level. Yeah, for sure. E-wings, Freddie, I'm a little disappointed. They're in Dark Empire, man.
Yeah, there you go. Dark Empire. That's what it's from.
So 1 point for Freddie. All right, that was kind of a softball question. No offense to our softball playing listeners. It's a perfectly fine sport. What's a worse sport? It's kind of a golf question.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
How about highlight? No, highlight's a little too intense.
What kind of California nonsense is that? I
have never heard of that.
Maybe a bowling question?
Bowling.
That's
Yeah.
a little more
Bocce
Going back
ball?
to softball. Yep, buckling down on softball. There it is. Andrew, you're up next. Can you match Freddie? What is your category?
I'm going to give you one guess. On my category.
Nope, I have no idea.
Ships. Okay, it's ships. It's always going to be ships.
Well, the good news for you is bad news for everybody else. I only wrote 2 ships questions.
Boo.
So this category is now exhausted. You're welcome to write your own question, Rick, but some of the other categories have more questions. Here we go. So, Andrew, here's your question about ships. What are Uglies? The original band name for the Max Rebo band. Kit-bashed starships from leftover mismatched parts. Wow, try saying that 5 times fast. Or a low-level crime syndicate from the Coruscant underworld. Notice how only one of those involved ships.
I was going to say,
I think I can
I'm
get
trying to
this
find the
one.
truth, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, the
right.
one truth is the one sandwich in the middle. It's the mismatched.
All right, for a bonus point, don't actually give him any points, Rick.
Mm.
Where do these come up in Legends?
I originally or just generally?
I don't know. Yeah, you just go
Okay,
with
so I know they're part of the Rogue Squadron comics. The Rogue Squadron comics, but I'm assuming they originated in the Rogue Squadron novels.
Yeah, Freddie, correct me if I'm wrong here. I remember them being in the Wraith Squadron books. Are they in the Rogue Squadron books too?
They're in Rogue Squadron. They're I think in iJedi they mention it.
Mm-hmm.
Assault on Salonia, for sure. I know that.
Been rereading
Well,
that.
Didn't the Rogue Squadron comics predate the novels though?
No.
Yes.
They were
No,
published
no.
concurrently.
Concurrently, that's right.
Oh, gotcha. Because I know you visually you can see the Uglies in the trade paperback Rogue Squadron Masquerade, because that's the one I had growing up, and I read it over and over and over, and I distinctly remember seeing TIE fighters with Y-wing, whatever they're called, wings.
No, I think we've got an image of one of
a
these.
white tie.
A white tie, yeah.
Emily, does it sound like we're making this up?
A
The fact that you could have TIE fighter with Y-wing nubbins?
I mean,
Nubbins.
honestly, not much surprises me with Legends. So I truly do trust y'all. That seems totally reasonable. But there are a lot of times on this show when I just think that can't be real.
Well, this is. It's real in our fictional universe, okay?
They're real and
Okay.
fantastic.
Totally real. Rick, do you have the picture of the Ugly that I've queued up for us? This is one of my very favorite Ugly images that I found on the internet, in the sense that it's an X-Wing cockpit sandwiched between, it literally like a sandwich between the wings of a TIE fighter. And there it is. Look at this.
Wow.
Isn't it the most awkward thing you've ever seen in your life? You love it, Andrew?
Yeah, I love it. I love everything about it.
What
was
do you
never-
love about this?
Well, I was the person who growing up always preferred mutts to pure breed. So,
Gotcha. It's an Alabama thing.
well done.
I understand.
Look,
Wonderful.
I'm appreciative that you made an Alabama joke with the word breed in it, and it wasn't the traditional Alabama joke. So thank you for that.
I did make a joke today that when we moved to Arkansas, we're leaving all of our shoes here in Massachusetts, and our teeth.
And your teeth.
That's right. No teeth, no shoes required. You know, like some businesses have a no shoes, no shirt, no service.
Yeah.
You know, in Arkansas, it's literally no shoes, no shirt. Like that is the rule. You can't come in unless you have no shoes or
Pig
no?
suey.
Sure. Now, I do have to apologize to you, Rick, for exhausting the ships category. I forgot you're a big ships fanboy.
Yeah, man. Not that I would be good at legend ships, apparently, but man.
What is your favorite, just for fun, what's your favorite ship in the Star Wars universe? Is it Jaina and Zek or Jaina and Zag? Jag Phil.
Say what? I was thinking what?
I went for a different kind of ship.
Oh.
Like a relationship.
Oh, I
right?
gotcha. Yeah.
Oh, I get it now.
Gosh,
You're welcome.
That's funny.
that was a good one.
That is cute.
I was way overthinking, dude. I was deep diving into. I can't do favorites and
know.
then ships, so I was like,
Well, Rick ruined it by saying, what?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I've always been partial to the Devastator.
Yeah.
I like
Yes.
that
They're
Darth
not
Vader's
elegant.
like, I want a Star Destroyer, but really, really long.
Yeah.
Really long.
Yeah.
Like a foot-long meatball sub, but make it a starship. All right. Who is up next? Rick, it's you. What's your
It is
category?
me. I don't
Can't be
know.
ships.
Oh gosh. Let's see. Let's go. I don't know. You pick for me. Make it a surprise.
Characters. Here we go. Who was a villain in the classic Droids cartoon, the old school 80s Droids cartoon, which we did an episode. Freddie, didn't we do an episode about these things?
We did, yeah, we did. We covered some of the we went over the music and just the nostalgia of all the cartoons, and
The
of
music
course
is the best part. And then
Yeah,
after that,
definitely.
might as well just switch it on over to something else. But, hey, this is the question. Did you watch the show? Who was a villain in Droids? A, Kybo Ren. B, Yabba the Hutt. Or C, Darth Hannah.
Darth Hannah.
Let's see. Oh gosh. I have not seen this yet, so this is
I got him. I think I've got him. I think we're gonna have a zero on the board.
Can we steal an answer for a point?
I did consider that.
no.
Well, let's let him guess it. Let's let him guess it.
Give me a minute.
Can we do like a phone the audience and the audience being like one of us?
My dad was legit a phone a friend for somebody on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
What?
What?
Yeah, I remember we sat in his office for 8 hours waiting on that phone call. It was like we blocked out the whole day.
Nice. Oh man, I got no clue.
You know that one of these is fake.
Yes, I do know that.
All right, so it's a
Darth Hannah.
50-50. Andrew is dying to answer your question.
All right,
Because
Andrew,
I've got a fun anecdote for how I discovered this.
Okay.
help me out.
Okay, I don't even need the point. I just want everybody to know that I know.
He just wants to
That's-
talk about
I just
Legends.
want
That's
complete
why
and
he's on the
undivided
podcast.
In and of itself, Kybo Ren.
Uh-huh.
And the way I discovered this was because when I was Trevor's U.S. Mailing bank, where he would buy things in the U.S., like all these books, he would get them sent to my house before I sent him a big package overseas with them all collected, so it would save him on shipping costs.
Oh yeah.
But he had a Droids Adventure book, and I was flipping through it, and I saw Kybo Ren, Kybo Ren, and I'm like, Kybo Ren? Like, is that the only amount of Legends that J.J. Abrams paid attention to when doing Force Awakens? Was he was just like, I like this name. Let's just change it up. It's like the meme. It's like, can I copy your homework? Sure, just change it up a little bit so nobody knows I copied you.
Yeah.
Kylo Ren.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, nobody will notice, right?
That's crazy.
There's no way it's a coincidence. But
It can't be.
what a weird character to like.
Yeah, he's like this weird space pirate.
Yeah, he's kind of schleppy though. Gotta love him. Gotta love him.
Schleppy.
Literally
Freddie,
the only word you could use to describe
Nope.
him.
Freddie's already tried. Emily, you're up next. All right.
Whew.
Can you leave Rick behind as the only one scoreless through round one? What is your category?
Creatures.
All right, creatures. I am trying to rack my brain for what my creatures questions are. Better yet, let's just look. All right, here we go. There is an iconic picture in the Legends universe of Han punching a creature. Here's the question. It's a double question. If you get both answers correct, you get 3 points. All right. So
What?
you get an extra point for getting them both right. Are you with me?
So I have to answer 2 questions.
Yeah, it's a double. Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
What's the second question?
The first question, right. So here's the question. What is the creature that Han punches? And then B, why did he punch it? All right.
Oh,
Here's the multiple choice portion. Okay. A, is it a pterodactyl? B, an Ewok? Or 3, an otter? A pterodactyl, an Ewok, or an otter?
It's an Ewok, right?
That is incorrect. No
It's
points
not.
for you.
It's the otter.
It's an otter. All right.
Dang
Andrew
it.
wants to say something, but first,
No.
it's
She
a
got
trick
it.
question. It's not actually an otter,
That's what I thought. I was like, that's not even okay.
but it's also not an Ewok. So you still don't get the point. Freddie, it's kind of mean to punk her in this way, isn't it?
I think so. I mean, I feel like Andrew's just dying to say something though.
No. It was just I had the visual in my head
Of him
And-
punching an Ewok?
It's
No, an
it's
otter.
it's an
Oh, an
image.
otter.
You wouldn't
much akin-
punch an Ewok. You would punt an Ewok.
Oh, okay.
Baxter in Anchorman, just like right over the bridge.
I consider this picture the Legends equivalent to Captain America punching
A Nazi.
Adolf Hitler in the face,
Oh.
right? But it's neither Captain America nor Adolf Hitler. It is, as we can see here, Han Solo punching an otter right under its necklace. That's right. There it is. Emily, is this the most glorious thing you've ever seen? Do you just want to hang it
I've
up in your
seen
house?
it before.
Instead,
I-
have you really?
Yes, because I looked it up the last time it came up, and I was like, oh, for sure, I know it was an Ewok. I had it in my head because I was like, an otter isn't in. Like, you have to use the actual name. I feel like that's not fair because like an otter isn't in Star Wars. That's
All right,
just
let
us
your
know in the
interpretation. It's not
Does-
the actual name.
Does Emily have a point here? Does she deserve a second go at it? Should I give her another question? It's all right. Bonus points. What's the creature? Do you know what it's called?
No, obviously. I guessed
No,
it
but
was an Ewok.
make up a guess. Make up a guess, because I'm curious now.
Ugh.
I can feel her wrath. It's getting hot over here in my Star Wars room.
Transference. I don't know.
Transference.
We'll
Can
save
I
you.
phone a friend?
We'll save you. We'll save you. Yeah, Skooma Joe
You can
here in the chat
call
says,
Jared's dad.
Skooma, help me.
My
Dracula's
dad
the
would not know
Solonian.
what we're talking about. He would be so mad. Skooma Joe said he just read the Corellian trilogy not long ago, and this is Dracomus, the Solonian. So
Oh.
the Corellian system has 5 planets. Corellia is one of them, but then Solonia is one of them, and it's full of these big
Oh, like,
humanoid otters
Yeah.
known as Solonians.
like
Dracomus
the
is
pride of Salonia.
That's right. Dracomus is what the lowest scumbag of them all. They have a disagreement over food, I think. I don't remember. It's
Something
been
like that.
20 years since I read
Yeah.
these. I'm looking to see, Freddie, if this image is in the Essential Reader's Companion. I think
I don't-
it is.
I don't know if I've seen it, but if I were Pablo Hidalgo, I would put that image in that book, hands down.
It is, and you can fight me. I've said that twice now in this episode. It's getting violent.
He really
we
wants to
already
fight
killed
today.
Rick.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say, I feel like you and Rick should just fight at this point.
To the death.
Let's go, Rick. On a catwalk because it's Star Wars, right?
I like it.
so, I think this is the greatest image in the history of Star Wars Legends. What could possibly compete? Shirtless Sabayoth? Give me a break. All
Han
right,
punching
so
a Solonian.
Ruins of
Yes.
Dantooine cover.
The best? All right.
Ruins of Dance.
Rick, do you have the button that boots Andrew off the call?
Sure. Let me just.
Ruins of Dantooine cover. I'm almost positive they just took that straight from Star Wars Galaxies as a snapshot, and that's it.
I think you're
I don't
right.
know.
So
I don't know if
So
they did any
basically-
work on that.
I
it's a
think you're
trend
right.
that has continued in modern Star Wars book covers, I've noticed. That's as much as I'm going to say about that.
Now we've got some insight here from Skooma Joe. He says Dracomus and Han were, and I read up on all of this so that I would be fresh for the podcast, and it's all just vanished from my brain. But thank you to our buddy Skooma Joe. He says Dracomus and Han were pretend fighting to appease Thraken, of Thraken's thrift store fame, right? Thraken's Sal Solo. He pitted them against each other, but they did not want to hurt each other. So it's all a ruse. Very fun. Very fun. Now, what's the consensus in the chat? Does Emily deserve another question since it was a trick question? What do you think, Emily? Do you want another question?
Depends.
I think she's
Here we
so
go.
mad at you,
I
Jerry.
feel like you already gave me my 2 questions. You're like, oh, what's multiple choice, and then name that creature, and then
These-
why they were fighting, right?
Here we
Wasn't that
go.
the second
We're
question?
gonna queue up another creatures question for you, a fair one. The last
Thank
question
you,
in
Skooma
round
Joe.
1.
She's just Skooma's on my side.
She
She
deserves,
deserves
another
another
go.
go.
It was a bit of a trick question, I'll admit. We gotta have some fun. I can't just like write questions and not throw in a trick question.
Well,
right,
it's
here we go.
unfair for me.
Yeah, that's the whole point. I tried to
Oh,
write
fun.
questions
Okay.
that, like, for the most part, you shouldn't know the answer to.
Okay.
Anybody. Yeah, these are weird. All right, here we go. And this is
Thank
the
you,
fun
Caleb.
of Legends, right? This is the fun. It gets odd. It gets really awkward, such as this one. Are you ready? Which species of aliens are hermaphroditic in Legends?
Oh
A.
my gosh.
You can
Huts.
use me as a lifeline.
B. Cathhounds. Or C. Solonians. The otters that we just talked about. Is it Solonians, Cathhounds, or Huts? Solonians are the otters from the Carillion trilogy. Cathhounds are the dogs that you have to hack with your lightsaber on Dantooine in KOTOR. And Huts, they're slugs.
Huts.
Some of them have beards. Huts.
Yep.
Freddie, is she correct?
She's correct.
Yes.
That is
I just
right.
want to say thank you to Skooma Joe and to Caleb for believing in me. I feel like I really deserved that second chance. Hope I did you proud. Yeah, I had
There
to
we
look
go.
it up one day. My husband was like, I'm sorry, how do they have babies? We were like, I don't know. So we had to look it up.
They can, in Legends, and I don't think this has been carried over into canon. And
No, they changed
it's
it
a
in
dang
canon.
shame, right? They can choose their gender willy-nilly and for reproductive purposes.
Yeah, and it was
before
supposed to
this
be
gets any
like
more
a
awkward,
worm.
I'm going to pitch it to Freddie. What you got?
Yeah. Huts were written to be similar to worms, like an evolved worm.
Ah,
And worms have both organs, so that's exactly what they did with the Huts. And I'll never forget the first time I read the word Huts were hermaphroditic. I was like, what does that mean? Mind you, this is me, younger version of me, and I'm reading what this means. I'm like, oh, that's
good
what
plug.
that is.
Good plug for our Discord, Han Solo Crispin, Han Solo, what is it? The AC Crispin Han Solo Trilogy Book Club.
Mhm.
The Hut Gambit is what I'm reading right now, and it's got some of this stuff in there. And
Let
it
me
just
I just
goes
finished that one.
really hard into the Hut hermaphroditic stuff. It just she really leans into it.
I
Yeah.
think
It's
I have
great.
a diagram to demonstrate some of this. Let me pull it up real quick and we can take a look at all of that.
And thank you for joining us for
All
Legends
right.
Lookback. That does it for this week. All right, here we go. Freddie, you're
This
going to
is
lead
the
us
episode
off.
of Hut nomenclature.
Freddie is leading off round 2. The scores after round 1. Freddie, Emma. Here we go. Freddie,
We
Emily,
left
and
Rick in the
Andrew
dust.
Yeah, thanks,
are tied
guys.
with one apiece.
Rick's
Rick
dead.
is
Emily
is
got a
trailing.
do-over.
Rick is trailing,
I
but
know.
as we saw,
Sorry, Rick.
It's
as
fine.
we saw, there are some trick questions thrown in, as are double questions. So here we go. Freddie is up in round 2. What is your category?
Let's see. Let's do it behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes question for Freddie. Haven't had any of these so far. Here we go. Which character was named as Ben Kenobi's brother in the Return of the Jedi novelization? Bib Fortuna, Owen Lars, or Jim Kenobi?
Yeah, this one's great. I'll never forget when the first moment of wait, Star Wars is not always in line with itself. Was this moment, and that would be Owen Lars.
Tewanga. No, it is Bib Fortuna.
Bib Fortuna.
I'm kidding. No, it is Owen Lars. That's right. But I just
Yeah,
had to say
Owen Lars.
Tewanga. I mean,
So
do you want to?
there's a book that I had that was like a source book. It was like the very first one they ever came out with, and you could tell they used like a gardening hose for like a Gadurfi stick. Like it was very crude. It's like one of those things you'd put at the end of the gardening hose that would just like splash the water everywhere. It's like a green little thing.
In Arkansas,
and-
you just use your thumb. So I don't know.
Yeah, yeah,
Or your
exactly.
toe.
Is
you know?
that why they
And,
call it a green thumb?
And I was reading it and I was like, Owen Lars. And this was by the time that we knew Owen Lars was definitely not Kenobi's relative at all. He was, in the care of baby Luke. And that's when I read the book again, and it was like, oh, Owen Lars is Ben Kenobi's brother. And just going back into that, looking at all of the old stuff, they clearly didn't know what they were doing yet. And so, a lot of people speculate of George having a clear idea of everything. Definitely not the case.
All right, in defense of this odd miscontinuity plot point, Freddie, when you watch A New Hope, it would make sense, wouldn't it? Based on his reaction when Luke is like, you think he means old Ben Kenobi, right? Old Ben Kenobi. And then Owen Lars is all grumpy, like, stay away from that old crazy wizard. That's something you would say about your brother who's gone off the deep end, is it not?
Totally. Estranged brother, right?
That's right.
He's on the other political spectrum of the family, possibly.
Oh, yeah. He voted for Palpatine. Definitely not hanging out with that loser.
That wizard.
Absolutely. Okay, so he is now up to... I feel like Freddie's had 2 easy questions. We got to save the most difficult question for him at the very end of the episode. I'm going to try to hang on to this one. Andrew, you are up next. What's your category? Behind the scenes, creatures, or characters?
Characters.
Characters. Okay, here we go. What inanimate object does Luke fall in love with in Legends? This is a bit of a trick question. Not the most tricky question, but a bit of a one. All right, here we go. A portrait of a Zeltron. B, a computer. 3, a starship. Or D, a lightsaber.
B.
A portrait of a
computer.
Zeltron. All right, you say a computer?
Yes.
That is both partially correct and incorrect. Because it is a computer embedded in a starship. It is both B and
I'm
C.
sorry.
Yeah, Emily's like,
What?
I knew that one.
This is when I'm thinking you're making it up. Why he falls in love with a computer
Well,
on a
is it-
starship.
Right,
Yep.
So
right.
it's like her and Interstellar, like
Correct.
just like okay.
Dude,
Absolutely.
did you just make
This
a
is
her
Legends.
reference on Legends Lookback?
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Mhm.
I
It
wasn't
happened.
expecting that.
Bonus points, Andrew. What is this starship computer girlfriend's name?
Kalista.
Bing, 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 bing. Andrew wins the game.
Wow.
Wins the game.
It's a ship. Andrew knows everything about ships, period.
Yeah. When it ties back. Well, and that's why.
Look at the score skyrocketing. Callista, our buddies over at the Star Wars Archives did a whole episode for Valentine's Day, which is now
Yep.
available to the public, all about Luke's Jedi girlfriends. Luke's Legends, all of Luke's girlfriends in the expanded universe, both canon and Legends. So they talk all about Callista. We've not done a lot about Callista, have we yet, Freddie?
I don't think so. I don't think we've talked about it at all, honestly. If we did, it might have been in passing.
You're quite the ladies' man, Freddie. Have you ever fallen in love with the computer starship Ghost?
Oh, all the time.
Is that the one when you broke up the 2 girls who were like both in love with you at the same time?
Maybe.
Can't talk about it publicly on
I
air.
get him confused. It's just hard,
We might have lost you there for that one. What was that?
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yep, but we lost Emily, so we got some bad juju happening here.
Ooh.
Started
Well,
talking about
Emily-
relationships.
Yeah, I was gonna say she heard us talking about Freddie's love life. She said, "Peace."
I'm out of here. Absolutely. Well, it was going to be Emily's turn, but we'll pitch it to you, Rick. What is your next category?
Let's see here.
Just a few left. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions remaining.
Behind the
so we'll go
scenes.
through 3 rounds. All right, here we go. Behind the scenes. Here we go. There is no multiple choice for this unless I can come up with one on the fly. Here we go. Which character had a villainous clone in the Thrawn trilogy instead of Luke? Which character almost had a villainous clone in Timothy Zahn's original idea for the Thrawn trilogy? It obviously, infamously, is Luke. Who was it almost?
So
You can ask for multiple choice, and I can come up with one very quickly.
well, just ask.
You got
Answer me this: is this a good character or a antagonist?
Yeah, I'll give you that. It is a hero, a heroic character.
Wow. Okay. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna say
All right,
Leia.
here we go. Multiple choice. Is it
Let's see if
spinning through
Leia's an option to see if that
some
helps me.
options. Leia is an option. Leia is an option. Is it Leia,
Mm.
Mace Windu,
Mm.
or Obi-Wan Kenobi?
Yeah, Leia. Leia's my choice.
That is incorrect. It is
Really?
Obi-Wan Kenobi. That's
He
right.
was gonna bring
and his
back
clone name was
Obi-Wan.
Ooby Dooby Kenobi. Just kidding.
It was Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah,
Right.
I did
Gotta
not know
have-
that. That's interesting.
See, that would track from a storytelling standpoint because the entire trilogy starts with Luke you talking to Obi-Wan and it being their last communication. And so if it
Yes.
circled back around to him having to fight Obi-Wan, that would be like poetry. It would rhyme.
In the 20th anniversary edition of Heir to the Empire, which very fun, I only recently discovered actually has the artwork in black and white on the actual book. I've had this
Nice.
thing for 10 years and I had no
Yeah,
idea. Isn't
right.
that sick? And anyway, in this, there's margin notes, and Timothy Zahn describes this process and how he was trying to do Obi-Wan Kenobi, and then Lucasfilm vetoed it. That's also available as an audiobook. Timothy Zahn actually gives like 2 or 3 hours of commentary on the production of Heir to the Empire, and he's like, I really wanted to bring back Obi-Wan Kenobi. I'm not going to do my Timothy Zahn impression. Eric's got a great one, though. It's a whole thing, and it's amazing.
Nice.
And it's one of my very favorite Legends fun facts, and I'm glad we finally got to it. However, now it's time we get to Emily's second round question. What is your category, Emily? Behind the scenes, characters, or creatures?
I'm going to go with creatures again.
Creatures again. Here we go. All right.
Yes.
Last creatures question. This is a tough one, I will admit.
Oh, great.
Now, which borderline mythological creatures are featured in the Crystal Star? Werewolves, vampires, or ogres? Now, I'm going to preface this by saying the spelling is different in Legends. It's changed by a couple of letters, but is it werewolves, vampires, or ogres? With which mythological creature?
Okay.
Borderline
I feel like
mythological
ogres
creatures.
is kind of not a thing. So I'm going to say no to ogres.
You are correct on that one.
Okay. So down to vampires and werewolves.
That's right. It sounds
vampires
like a
seems
bad
really
joke, doesn't it?
realistic. I'm going to go with werewolves.
That is correct. Good job.
Really?
Yeah, very, and in
Yeah.
Oh,
Legends,
cool.
does
So how do I
anybody
spell
know?
it different?
Does anybody know what they're called in Legends?
Oh, I don't know what they're called.
Well,
There's also centaurs, like centaur-ish creatures
That is
in there
correct.
too.
Yeah, right. They're called werewolves with a Y.
Oh, I knew about that actually.
They
Hey,
kidnap Jason
have
and
a
Jaina
quick-
Solo, right?
I have a quick question.
Yes.
Did y'all ever play Monopoly growing up?
Yes.
Did you know, was there that one member of the family you could never let them be the banker because they would occasionally slide cash into their pool?
Do you have a point,
That was
Andrew?
me.
Yeah, my
Why?
point is that I think Rick's weighing the scales a little unevenly right now.
What are you talking about? Nothing to see here. Move along.
Rick, do you have a death wish?
I mean,
He really wants to get Jared those books.
Oh my goodness.
I would love them. He's just got some great
Look,
ones. He's got the
look.
hardcovers of the Dark Forces trilogy.
I
You
grew
get
up with
Star
three
Trek.
brothers. I grew up with three brothers, so my fatal flaw is I'm overly competitive. Okay, this means a lot to me. Is it sad? Yes, that's very sad.
oh, dude.
But it's who I am.
It is part of why you are on this episode. I know that you are ultra competitive.
Nice.
And yeah, WYRWULF. That's right. Werewolves. It's also widely regarded as one of the very worst Legends books. This is famously one that I have yet to touch.
Yeah.
I've saved it for the end. Kind of like, when you save your peas for the last thing at dinner.
Now, what do you mean by end? Do you mean like the end of your life or the end of your reading? Like,
This is a violent
Wow,
episode.
this is-
It really-
We're really going there.
What would happen if a bunch of nihilists gathered for a Star Wars podcast tonight?
On Legends Lookback.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. I actually had a 3-hour discussion this morning about hope. So
that's good.
threw that out the window in a hurry. So that's right. Here we are, werewolves. They're in the Crystal Star. For the end of my Legends reading experience, that's I've got like a dozen left. So we're
Did they
getting there.
go to Kersey Station? We're being asked in the chat.
Oh,
How
for
do you
Crystal
say
Star?
that?
Yeah,
I
don't
couldn't. I
know.
couldn't weigh in on that one. This is one that I have waited.
Wait, has anybody here read it?
Not me.
I've read it, but it's been a long time. I can't remember the station's name.
I think I did the unabridged. I think I did the abridged audiobook as a kid. That's as far as I got with this one. But in the research that I did in preparation for this episode, I'll look it up. We'll do some research. All right, here we go. Round 3 leading into it. We are tied 2-2 with Freddie, Andrew, and Emily. Rick is kind of just waiting for the Hail Mary at this point.
I feel like I'm gonna give Rick my turn here. I feel like he needs a couple points on this board.
I'm just hoping for a double or nothing. That's what I keep waiting for. Where's
Yes.
that daily double?
In honor of Christmas.
So I'm
That was very
saving the
holly
hardest
and jolly
question
of
for
you.
Freddie at the end. And if you're taking Freddie's turn, that's this one. Do you
What?
want it?
It's
Do you want
not
it,
the
Rick?
end. The end
This
is not
the last
near.
round. Yeah, it's the last round. Here we go.
Rick-
You're taking
Rick,
Freddie's
who've been-
question.
We've been talking about Rick dying all night, and now he's having to reiterate.
Oh man.
Is remaining. Freddie's skipping his last turn. You're up, Rick. Here it is.
All right.
This is the hardest.
And we're
All right,
back.
here we go. Here's the question. Which other classic film series did Star Wars cross over with in the comic Star Wars Tales number 19? Is it A, Star Trek, B,
Oh.
Indiana Jones, or C, Transformers?
Okay, so Star Wars Tales 19.
Correct.
Yes.
Can you
This
give
is
me
the
a
series that famously featured Skippy the Jedi droid, Andrew's favorite comic.
nice?
Rick, do you want a hint? Man, I this one.
I think I know, but
What are
like
you guys tag teaming this?
I'm starting to question myself.
No, don't question yourself. I'll give you one hint.
Go for it.
Can you do that elimination thing?
We could possibly do an elimination thing. I'll just give one word. I'm not even gonna say what the word means. Hat.
Indiana Jones.
You're both disqualified. It's now between Andrew and Emily, even though I already said Andrew won. It is Indiana Jones. That's right. So Han Solo comes upon. No, is it the other way around? Yeah.
Yeah, Han Solo comes upon Indiana, and I believe it's like basically an unsaid thing in Legends that Indiana Jones is a descendant of Han Solo or something like that.
It sounds right.
Yeah.
It sounds right.
What
It's a bit on the
Nice.
nose.
World.
And
Honestly,
they are
pick it up.
non-canonical even for our non-canonical universe.
Hmm.
We did
It's
an episode
definitely
all
worth a
about
read.
Star Wars Tales way back in the day.
So am I on the board now?
No,
That was 2 points.
DQ'd for that. DQ'd. All right, here we go. Andrew has already won, so we'll go to Emily next. Here we go. Emily, what? No, you got total chance to win here. Or like if you get this right and Andrew gets it right, we're going to have to come up with one more question for the tiebreaker. Here we go. Behind the scenes or characters. Behind the scenes or characters. These are our last 2 categories.
Characters.
Characters for 500. Here it is. Which descendant of a Star Wars villain had a Cyclops for a rival? Dooku, Maul, Palpatine, or Tarkin? I've worded the question wrong. Let's try it again. Which Star Wars villain's descendant had a Cyclops for a rival? So out of
So
these
not
4,
these villains, but their descendants.
correct.
Rival.
Right. Yep. As their arch nemesis is a Cyclops.
And the choices were
Dooku, Maul, Palpatine, and Tarkin. I'll give you a hint. Here we go. I'm going to show you the picture of said Cyclops.
That would
It's
be
actually a
very helpful.
Triclops. He has 3 eyes.
Triclops.
And he's frozen in
Cloculus.
carbonite right here. Trioculus.
Right,
Oh,
Oculus.
my
something.
goodness.
Look at that face.
What a tattoo for the
Merry
butt.
Christmas, everybody. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, you're not gonna forget that in a hurry.
I'm sorry, Emily. truly, genuinely, from the bottom of my heart.
This is so obscure. Can I pass it to Rick? Can Rick steal?
Rick's
Why not?
Rick,
disqualified.
All of the
Yes.
rules are out the window at this point.
I feel like I don't know. Do you have a clue, Rick?
Not a
I'll give you a
clue.
hint. Here's a
Not a
hint. Here it
clue?
is.
Okay.
Do you want?
Based on the publication of this book, it's going to rule out a couple of the answers. This book came out in 1992.
And there's also
Okay.
there's another trail to follow, right? If it's a descendant, that implies that one of these characters at one point had to bone. So
I mean, that's not necessarily true. It could be like
Just cloning.
clones or
adoptive.
whatever.
Yeah, that's
there's
true.
like a lot of options.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's true.
Rey
That's
somehow
true.
is Palpatine's granddaughter.
And
Right.
Palpatine did not bone. That was determined.
Okay. So
My thoughts frozen in carbon.
Rick is saving us from this one.
I'm gonna go with Tarkin then.
That
Is
is
it Tarkin?
incorrect. It is
Really?
Palpatine. Right. Palpatine's
Huh.
Palpatine boned.
Palpatine's son. He has smooth parts in Legends. That's canonical.
It is canonical.
Mm. You broke
Competes for the throne.
you broke the internet again, guys. Anytime we talk about relationships, the internet just goes.
Trioculus versus Ken Palpatine. We still good? Everybody still here? We're
Yeah.
wrestling
But now-
with the internet a little bit here. What you got, Andrew?
Now I'm wondering, with Trioculus, are we sure that Star Wars didn't cross over with Transformers at one point?
Yeah.
Because that
It-
sounds like a Transformer.
Freddie, just for you, I almost put Beast Wars as one
Beast
of our
Wars would have been fantastic.
categories here.
So one thing I do want to clarify is I have you ever had your head canon get mixed up into real canon and then other or Legends, whatever you're reading, to the point where that becomes and Indiana Jones a descendant thing a reality, but that's not actually the story. And I was reading the chat, and they were actually giving a summary of the story, and it's totally true. I can't believe I mixed up my own head
Yes,
canon
this is
with-
accurate here from Skooma Joe.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, Han crashes the Falcon on Earth. I'm not going to spoil it if you want to read it, but there's a Bigfoot involved, if you can imagine what that Bigfoot might be. And it's definitely worth a read. It's fun. Andrew wins the game.
Yeah. Yeah. So last question. Do you want to go for it, Andrew? Anybody? Here we go. Better yet, can anybody steal this from Andrew to win the game? Right? So Andrew doesn't get a chance to answer this one. You're just straight up eliminated because you did such a good job with the Callista question. This is for the room. All right. Andrew, oh, here we go. Andrew, you've got a fair shot at answering this. This is how we're going to do the last question. Anybody can answer this. First person to answer wins the game. This is how we're doing it. For all the marbles, whose stories were flipped in the New Jedi Order because George Lucas interfered? Is it Han Solo and Anakin Skywalker, Anakin Solo and Jason Solo, or Jason Solo and Jaina Solo? Whose story arcs were flipped
B.
because George Lucas got mad and made them change it? In
B.
3, 2, 1. Any guesses?
B.
I was definitely going to go with Anakin and Jason before.
Anakin and
Andrew.
Jason is Freddie's guess and Andrew's guess, and Rick says C.
Yeah.
Emily, what are we
I'm
gonna
with
do?
Rick. I'm with
You're with
Rick.
Rick?
At C. Yeah.
Okay, it's now between Andrew and Freddie. Congratulations to you guys for getting this one right.
Wasn't it because George got a little bit ticked that they named a character Anakin?
Yeah, that's right. Uh huh.
That's what I
Yeah.
thought.
Okay.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
It's the equivalent of when, like, two cousins name their kid the same name within a couple of weeks of each other.
And you have to kill one of them, right?
Well,
For their books.
Not in places other than Alabama, but maybe I don't know.
what an episode of Legends Lookback. We actually had some
Yeah.
beef. We had some beef in our small church in Arkansas about, like, baby names.
Killing. Okay.
No, it was like another family named their baby the name that we were going to use.
Oh yeah. That's
They
a
already
thing.
knew that it's the name that we were going to do.
That's
and
a
it was-
thing. Yeah.
There were
That's better
tears.
than where Emily's mind went.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Just
things,
straight up
Dark
This
ignoring
Lord,
has
which
to
is
go
where-
to a lot of
things
places.
That's what I was
escalate.
thinking.
Yeah. Yeah, Jared.
guys-
Jared, this was fun, man. Thanks for having a bunch of questions that I knew nothing about. I'm gonna write you out of my will now. Hope you're happy.
This was. Well, then I won't have to hire the bounty hunter. Then there won't have to be the bounty hunter war trilogy, and then we'd have to talk about it on the show. But before we get to that, we do have another bounty hunter that we're going to talk about on our next episode of Legends Look Back, and that is none other than Boba Fett himself. Next episode, we've got the Boba Fett Blood Ties Omnibus. It was released just recently, and you can pick up your copy over on Youtini.com by clicking the Amazon link in the profile. Boba Fett Blood Ties, the Omnibus, just recently released from Marvel Comics, chronicling the 10-year-old-ish comics series, which just this week in the Legends Look Back Discord channel, somebody described as the best Legends comic of all time. Them's fighting words. I'm excited to really dish on that one. Are they right? I don't know. I haven't made up my mind yet, but it's good. That's for sure. So coming out next Tuesday. It came out a month ago, November 9th. We're talking about it next Thursday night, December 9th, 2021. If you're listening to us in the future, congratulations. And you did it. And also, yeah, this is 2021 that we're talking about here. And we're going to be talking about this next week on Legends Look Back. That does it for this week. We're going to give a special thank you to Andrew Bell, our special guest, for joining us tonight. Thank you to Andrew, and congratulations. Can we crown Andrew the victor on the game? I think probably so, right?
Will you give us a good face for the thumbnail?
The victor.
Yeah,
You can write that
give
on
me
your cardboard.
your victory pose. I like it.
Absolutely. It's also totally unfair for the fact that I wrote a new Jedi Order question when Andrew just read the new Jedi Order.
Yeah.
That was totally inadvertent.
Second to last book. I'm trying to get it done before the year.
I would say I believe in you, but it's a real bear. It's
I
a real
don't believe in me.
He doesn't believe in himself, but we do. But that does it for this week. Thank you for joining us on Legends Look Back. Thanks especially to our incredible patrons for your amazing support. We love making the show and glad you are along for the ride. Special thank you to Cheryl Bell, Patrick Ortiz, Carl Sander, OK Indar, J.G. Kars on our Jedi High Council, as well as Elizabeth Cloutier, Jason Missel, Sally and Chris Eilerson, Freddie C., Tyler Latour, Earl Q. This list is getting long. And Matt Billington on our Alliance High Command for your amazing support. Remember, of course, to sub to this channel here on YouTube. Leave us a review in your podcast platform of choice. And, of course, if you would like your thoughts read on the air, you can email us at legendslookback. I totally butchered this. Legendslookback at Youtini.com. What is it, Freddie? Email? You ever checked email?
You know.
You can send us a message in the Legends Look Back Discord channel, or you can contact us on Twitter. I am at Jared Q. Mays. Freddie.
At Wake Up Freddy.
Rick.
Rick_Grace.
Emily.
At Darth Daybeck.
Andrew.
No one up, Rick. I'm Andrew_D_Bell.
Mm.
An extra underscore.
One more underscore. That's right. And you can find our Legends Look Back Twitter account at one more underscore. No, at Legends Look Back. That's right. If you're looking to buy some of these books and want to help support the show, you can click on your book profile on Youtini.com. And you can, of course, go on over to Thrift Books, Amazon, eBay. There's all kinds of places to get the books. And, of course, there was a few cents to help keep the lights on. Remember, everybody, keep the Youtini fan. Go to be a force for positivity in the fandom. Until next week, may the force be with you.